Find today that our boys, they are working over hours in the companies. They are exploiting these people like anything. A boy named Sarvasrastha was only 20 or 22 years old, recently committed suicide in America because he could not cope with the volume of work. He wrote letters to his parents that I am unable to adjust with this environment, I want to go back. There was no response from the parents and he committed suicide there. The stress and strains that they are facing in their job, the tension, the depression, the frustration, the sense of insecurity, the sense of loneliness, all these are haunting them. And they can't work for more hours, more years in life. Very soon they become very invalid. That is what is happening with so many of them. How are you going to face such kind of life? And the kind of family life you are leading today? This family, we believe in Indian culture who says, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, whole world is our family. Here the family is reduced to a nuclear family. Only father, mother and one or two child, that's all. That is what is the concept of family today. Feeling helpless, feeling useless to the society. And what is happening? These invite the killer disease in our life known as hypertension, blood pressure, diabetes, cancer. All these things now the doctor says are results of tension, stress and strain. We don't know the nature of mind, but mind is controlling everything. Some years back there was a seminar in this All Indian Institute of Medical Sciences in Delhi on the subject human mind. Many psychologists, parapsychologists, psychotherapists, neuroscientists were invited, they participated in the seminar and they came to the conclusion after 2 days of deliberations that mind is everywhere, mind is nowhere. The very conclusion they came to. But this mind is rerouting all our activities. But friends, we know that our ancient masters, they understand this mind, this nature. It's going very thoroughly. That's why they have prescribed this process of meditation, concentration, mantra, mananat prayatiti mantra, that which relaxes one's mind, refreshes one's mind, make one's mind positive, concentric, curative, creative, intuitive, innovative, decisive. That is what is the role of mantra so far as human mind is concerned. It's a world of religions. Since then, it was he first taught them the process of meditation, and the Western awareness of meditation started from that very period. Later on, both saints and servants went to America and they started also preaching about it. Now it has become a kind of industry in America, as I know. Now the meditation, concentration has become an industry there. Meditation, what it deals, the ideal condition of meditation is there should be an object of meditation. There should be a mantra for it. A mantra is nothing but a formulated clue. And object of meditation should be, what is that object? That object should be an idea, a spiritual guide who is all fulfilling, ever dynamic, ever optimistic, all embarrassing, all powerful. When such a spiritual guide becomes the object of our meditation, when we develop love for such spiritual guide, and love is the basis of meditation, love is the basis of concentration. Without love, one cannot achieve the success in meditation. And love for such a person, who is our selfless valuation in our life, who is supreme valuation of mankind. Such a person is the spiritual guide, as I said, the world teacher. When he becomes the object of our meditation, as he said, it is already said about it, the psychophysical molding of objects and affairs. For the purpose of developing love for the love Lord, unfolding the faculties of perception, conception, distinction, sharp division, remembrance, and shortening of reaction time, which is the fundamental of meditation and concentration. The word concentration itself is a compound word, is a concentration. Con means in Latin it is to be with. Centration has come from the word center. You should have a center. Center of your thoughts, your speech, your action, your activities. Only then you can have concentration. So the kind of meditation and practice that is going on will hardly lead us to the purpose of our life, to make our life meaningful. So the right kind of meditation is the first, the foremost thing is needed, that an all-powerful guide should be our. So friends, before I conclude, I'd like to thank the organizers, particularly Honorable Dean Professor B.B. Reddy, who was kind enough to invite me to share my thoughts on the subject that's proposed today. And from the kind of attention that I am getting from you, I don't know how far I have been able to inspire you, but all of you collectively have given me an inspired moment, so that I don't know how much attentively you have been listening to me. But it is sure, in the heart of heart, I feel that some invisible listener is there who is listening through you, who is sitting amongst you who do not know, who have not seen you. That invisible listener is nobody else, is my spiritual guide, who is University-Sree Thakur, the founder of SATSANG. So with these few words, I conclude my presentation and hope that if at all I have inspired, all this inspiration is, the credit goes to him only. All the defects are mine. Thank you.
Sri J. Mohanty ji, there are certain takeaways from the spiritual discourse that you have given to us. The first is that spirituality has to be practiced from day one, or the day when we realize we are a human being. The second takeaway I got from him through his discourse is that we have to have a journey from what we call as from an animal instinct to a divine instinct. All human beings have got three qualities in them. It's an amalgam of three things. One, he is a human, one, he is an animal, and one, he is a spiritual master within himself. So our journey starts from the basic needs. We try understand, satisfy our basic needs which are animal instinct. Then we relate ourselves to our friends, our family members, to our society, and to the whole world with a humanistic face. We interact with them. With the kind of people around us who are divinely blessed, we seek guidance from such people so that these human beings also turn out to be spiritual in nature. So this journey is a continuum. Nobody can say that I am a spiritual master in his own sense, but definitely we can, by our own deeds, can be as humane as possible, as helping as possible. Let me remind you, I am trying to bring a little contrast between the human unit, what we call it as an animal, and an animal in the society, or an animal in the jungle. Have you ever seen a lion killing its prey without feeling hungry? It only hunts when it is hungry. It also maintains certain rules. Otherwise, what will happen? He will kill everybody on the same day. The other day he will be starving because there is no other animal available. So, animals follow certain rules. We as human beings also are supposed to follow certain rules. But as rightly pointed out, since human mind has got both divinity and the wickedness, we choose either of them. Any one we can choose at a given moment of time, and we can be a terrorist in life, or a guru in life, or the best person in life. For the children sitting in this hall, I know many of them have been coming, but because they never knew that such a lecture was happening, they are here. And for some, they knew that there is a lecture going on, and they have presented themselves in this hall. Now, a little thought for you, that we all use gadgets. You have a mobile with you. All of you have got a mobile with you. And we as human beings, we also have certain things in us. I will not ask you questions, I will just straight away relate to them. One, a mobile has got hardware, it has got software also. What happens if the software doesn't work properly? The hardware becomes a useless piece of instrument. What happens if it is corrupted? If it is full of viruses, it will start malfunctioning. Similarly, a human being also has got a, what do you call, a hardware, the physical body that we are in. And the one which is invisible is the thought processes that our brain continues to do, interact with the whole world. You have seen the variety of people around you. Sas Bahu stories also you've seen on television. And you are very well understanding what is the implication of their thought process. Some are trying to befool the others, some are trying to oversmart the others, some are even trying to kill the others for their own survival. No animal does it. It's only the humans who are going to do that. And the news all around these 3 days is all about such stories. 99% of the time is given to tell why the lady killed that daughter, so on and so forth. So what is happening in the whole process of life journey is that our thought processes are getting corrupt either by our friends or by our society or the people around us. So we need to have a choice to make, whether to take it or not to take it. Who will tell us whether to take it or not to take it? Either my own wisdom says something, or I have been trained for something. Who will train me? My parents will train me, my teachers will train me, the gurus will train me, or the temple will tell me something. But dear children, you are all in an age where all these things are not available. Both parents are working, no grandparents around you, all social media, all TV, all kinds of impacts on you, nobody to give you that good virus or antivirus for you. The antivirus comes through such discourses here on stage, where people who have come ages together, have accumulated certain knowledge, and they have given us a way of living. When we follow this way of living, we are happy, and when we don't follow this, we are in trouble. Now, who will tell me, then I'll have to learn these things through my own experience, all through my life, and then at the end, at the age of 70 or 90, I realize, array, I made many mistakes I should not have done. Probably, I'll end this thing with a small story. The story goes like this, that on a particular day, a convict was to be hanged, and the convict was asked, what is your last wish? The convict said, I want to see my mother and please hang me before her. The mother was in all sorrow because no mother on earth would want her child to be killed. It all happened, the day has come, the mother was before the boy, and the boy said something to the mother. He said, when at my childhood I stole something from my neighborhood, you patted me and said, you've done the best job, child. I thought my mother is happy, I'm doing the right thing. He started doing it day in and day out. He reached a stage where he started even committing crime, murdering people also. Now, what is there in here is that this fellow have realized it, but he has passed a certain amount of time where he cannot come back. All antivirus built into him, either by the society or parents not giving him the kind of virus that is required, positive virus, or a programming, we call it. We are all programmed. There is any doubt that we are not programmed? We are all programmed. Each one of us is programmed in a different way because of the environment we come from, because of the kind of parenting that we get, and the kind of education that we are doing, and the teachers around us. So either we become good citizens in this country, or you are unhappy with this society and you start taking your own decisions that the whole society is bad, hence whatever I do is all good. Even I commit mistakes, it is correct. So the son said to the mother that if you, mother, on day one had told me that this is wrong and you would have slapped me, probably I would have become the jailer of this jail rather than hanging here. And the only punishment I can give you today is I will be hanging myself before you and you have to see it. So with this small story, I appreciate all the students who are here. We all love you, and we are all sharing this dais to give you something which is out of your normal education model. This kind of education is also important for you because, as rightly pointed out, the vagaries of society are so harsh that you need certain things so that you can fight out all these odds and be good human beings. Whether we become spiritual or not, or when we practice spirituality or not in its own sense, let us start becoming good human beings for the society, start helping others in whatever format we can do so. And if you have any questions, I think Mohanty is going to handle them. Or if you have any directed to me, I'll be more than happy to answer them.